Hello and welcome to Force 13. Force 13's live events. We're talking typhoons and we're talking tropical storms, because we have many of those active right now. We have typhoons Goni and Atsani, and we also have tropical storm Danny in the Atlantic this evening. My name's Nathan Foy. Hopefully you can see me. There's a computer in my way. I'll move around. Okay, maybe you can't see me. I'm back now. Hello. And my camera's stuck. Anyway, we're also joined by other people this evening. First and foremost, John. Hello, let me just fade you up if I can. John, hi.
Hi.
We also have other people around. Daniel and Jason.
Does it still say I'm in the box?
Hello.
And Daniel's brother in the
Hi.
background as usual by the sounds of things. And Jason, hello as well.
Hey.
We were pretty last minute there.
Mm.
Do forgive us. It's a busy time of year. We've got lots of storms active. Tropical Storm Danny, Typhoons Goni and Atsani. I'm getting all my words wrong. And also Invest 93C in the Central Pacific, which could be a threat to Hawaii in the next 5 days. So that is no way, no shape or form set in stone. So we'll be looking out for that one. Daniel, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm a bit tired.
You're a bit tired, I see. Anything noise there? John, that would be you. I think John's dead.
I have very funny.
Turn yourself down a bit, John. You're killing us.
I'll figure that out. Okay, where's my audio level?
If you've got any comments for us during the show, do let me know, and we'll relay that and we'll put it on air and reply to it and whatnot. Also, I don't know whether Mark would like to speak. He's also on the Skype call right now. If you do want to speak, go right ahead now. I'll give you the opportunity. I'm not sure whether he does or not, but if not, we will continue and roll on with whatever we've got going. I just want to tell you about the warnings that we have currently in effect. There are Signal 1 warnings in effect for the northernmost part of the Philippines, the northern tip of Luzon, the province of Cagayan, and the offshore islands in the Luzon Strait. We'll show you a graphic of that a little bit later on. First of all, let me try and take you to the Himawari imagery of what's going on right now. John?
Audio check. Is that better?
Yeah, sounds good, John.
Alright. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, just looking at an image of, this was some time ago, about an hour or so ago. Let me get a screen share up for you guys as well so you can see what's going on my screen right now. But Atsani not looking too bad. Just getting the screen up here, there it is. Atsani not looking too bad, and if we zoom out a little bit, sort of like, do you think there's a hint of a double eye wall there, by the way?
It does look like that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And if we move further over to the west, you can see also Goni, which I suppose is more of a problem for those who are, I mean, even though it's a less significant storm intensity-wise, it's only 115 miles per hour. Only, I say. It's still very strong. It is still weaker than Atsani, but it is more of a threat to land, of course, because it is headed towards the Philippines and for Taiwan, which, of course, was hit by Sudalor 2 weeks ago. You can see Taiwan just about towards the top left of your image there. Looking like a decent day over there today. But that will not last forever, though the storm is still around 3 or 4 days away from impacting Taiwan. A little bit less for the Philippines, around 2 days or so before it affects that area. But you can see how it looks on the satellite imagery there, the latest from the Himawari satellite. And that's what we have. Jason, how are you doing? Morning in Australia, I see.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just woke up.
You've just woken up?
Yep.
Just woken up to find that we're doing a live event. Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
If I use my other screen here, you can see everything else that's going on. I'm just going to have to change those intensities first of all. Typhoon Goni Last time we saw it was at 130 miles an hour, but that's gone down to 115, and a pressure corresponding to 948. At Sarni, intensified a lot since the last update, 140 miles an hour, and a pressure around 933. And we do have signal 1 warnings in effect for the Philippines. John?
Also noticing there's, if I you zoom into Asani, you zoom into Asani a bit. There's I think I noticed something with the eye.
Yeah, so we just commented on that, John. The eye walls.
Yeah, it looks like it could be
Plural,
going.
possibly.
It could be going through an eye wall replacement cycle, which is expected. Sorry about dog whining in the background because I'm having something to eat, and the dog is just. My dog likes food, so she's going to be whining a little bit, so I'll try to mute as much as I can.
And possibly a bit of weakening on the cards in that case. Because of the eye wall replacement cycle, perhaps. Who knows? We've not taken a look at Danny yet. That's what a lot of people may be interested to see. Especially those watching the Atlantic. So let's show you the latest visible imagery of what Danny's doing right now, churning up in the Atlantic, the central part of the ocean. And Danny, of course, could become a problem for the Lesser Antilles in the next 5 days, possibly a Category 2 storm for the area.
Looks good.
Jason, any observations on that as night falls in the Atlantic?
Yeah, it's getting its act together.
Slowly and surely intensifying. A few comments out there right now. XX Hunter XX458, X is on either side. I really hope Danny heads towards Puerto Rico. We desperately need the rain. So that's something I'll write down on Danny's to-do list. Hit Puerto Rico, but not too strong, please. That's right. Daniel, would you like to see Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sure about that? You don't sound it.
I don't know. I might get blown away.
No, you don't want to get blown away.
Don't kill him, Eddie.
Daniel's brother in the background there, apparently.
Sorry.
Yes, we'll also show you the latest floater imagery on at Sarni, so you can sort of gauge how the animation is going about in the last few frames. So headed towards the northwest, the eye is sort of popping around a bit, isn't it? Those last few frames jogging to the north, then the west, then perhaps towards the northwest again in that last frame there. But yes, there's at Sarni. Let me try and get Goni up as well if I can. Gonna have to find that, but we'll leave you with the view of at Sarni for the time being. And at Sarni, pardon me, he's probably got the best chance of becoming Category 5 now, certainly. But there's Goni right now. Daylight just about reaching the Philippines there. To the western side of the image, the left hand side, and you can see Goni there in the centre of your image, of course. The eye still not really popping out properly, is it? Still trying to get its act together, and probably some gradual strengthening. You would expect that would be the case because of warmer sea surface temperatures over the storm right now, and as it continues towards the Philippines. And it's going to be conducive right up until it reaches the Luzon Strait, halfway between the Philippines and Taiwan, and then it will head towards the north. In fact, we'll show you the JTWC's latest track map. That's for Atsani, first of all, you can see on the screen there. JTWC do predict that Atsani will become a Category 5 storm with winds of 160 miles an hour in the next 2 days, and then we'll see some gradual weakening as it heads towards the north and away from the Ogasawara Islands, though it could provide a little bit of problems there on day 4 and 5. If we take a look at Goni's track map, latest from the JTWC at 9 PM UTC, predicting the storm to continue on a westward motion and then curve towards the north just in time before moving through that strait. This probably won't happen, though Pagasa have other ideas, I believe. And then the storm will head towards the north according to the JTWC, and then off towards the northeast, possibly affecting some of those Japanese islands entering the East China Sea. John, are you still with us at all?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think of the track and intensity there? Do you agree with it? Predicting a weak Category 4 again for Goni.
Well, I expect going to re-intensify slightly. You know, like I said in the forecast in the chat room this morning, I expect it to re-intensify slightly. I might want to dial back some of those numbers I gave you this morning, but still.
Dial back.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be peaking again, making a secondary peak of 135 or 140. Somewhere around there.
We can't actually see you at the moment, John. I don't know why that is.
Well, I'm on the call and I have my video working, so
Yeah,
I might have to leave and come back.
Yeah, for some reason it's not loading on my screen, so we'll return with the image of
I'm
Goni's track map.
gonna close this and come back. All right, I'll be back in 30 seconds.
All right, let's take a look at Danny then, and the forecast track for Danny whilst John goes and comes back. Here's the latest National Hurricane Center track map for Tropical Storm Danny. 40 miles an hour at the first advisory as a tropical storm, that is. 10.9 degrees north, 37.5 degrees west. Expected to become a hurricane, and not just a hurricane, but a Category 2 storm in the next 5 days. National Hurricane Center expects a peak of 100 miles per hour at least. That is in the next 5 days, could possibly strengthen before or after that, and headed towards the Lesser Antilles there. But as you can see, by Sunday, the storm will still be some distance away from those islands. It won't have arrived there just yet.
Still having visual problems.
Oh dear. Never mind, John.
I'm sorry if I can't come on visual. It's just like
That's okay. What do you think of the long-term track forecast there?
long term. On Danny. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking Danny. Yeah, it's gonna reach hit somewhere between maybe 100, 105. You know, I'm also getting a satellite view because I'm watching TV as well. I'm watching the Weather Channel. Very funny. The map all the more. Because I just got a brief satellite view, and yeah, I'm thinking Danny has a chance to get field strength quickly. I mean, I'm seeing the circulation become way more defined as those last few frames go through, and I'm assuming probably by the 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time advisory, i.e., what is that in UTC? See, give me a second. That's 000 UTC, by the way.
I'm not sure they'll be doing one of those, because when there's no warnings in effect, they do it every 6 hours, and the last one was at 9 UTC, so I don't think they're going to do another one for another 3 hours yet, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, we may get some information a little bit before that on what its intensity might be from the ATCF information, but I think that will probably follow after we go off air. But we could possibly see 45 miles an hour. I doubt we'll see any more than that from Danny, because the National Hurricane Center are usually pretty conservative unless they've got a recon plane in there, haven't they? But I don't think they've got recon yet going into the storm, as far as I know.
I turned my video back on to see if it's working. Is it still loading?
Yeah, it is on my screen at least. I don't know what anyone else is seeing on the Skype call, but sadly we can't see her at the moment, John.
Neither Mark or Daniel have not confirmed visual on me, because I saw the explanation point saying they need an up-to-date version of Skype visual on me, so blah blah blah.
Oh, I see. Martinez says that Sarni looks like it's ready to murder someone. Where is it, Sarni? Is it Sarni about to become the new strongest storm of 2015 so far? Well, it makes you wonder, but I think it's where it is will probably mean that it won't get that far. Though I won't be ruling out at all the possibility of a Cat 5. I think that's more of a probability than a possibility.
I'm connected to my internet wire. That might have been the problem. I'm seeing if the Wi-Fi is even working. Do you have visual on me at all?
What was that, John? You're a bit quiet over there.
Sorry. Yeah, I disconnected my cable to see if that running off Wi-Fi. See if that does anything.
Okay. Well, we'll try and get that fixed if we can. Yeah, Martinez says 2015 Taiwan's just like Florida in 2004, keeps getting pounded storm after storm. I've only seen one big one so far. I suppose you could count Chan Hom as well, I guess. Any others? So sure. And Justin Demon says one spot near Taipei had 44 inches. Remarkable amount of rainfall. Jason, any comments?
No. On the streaming page, I've just put in something else to show. It's the Sahara dust layer.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
So there's
So that shows all the dust around it.
Yeah, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder how Danny will become a hurricane with all that
Let's go in.
dry air and, whatever it all is, stuff from the Sahara, dust and whatnot, to the northwest of the storm there. It does make you wonder whether it will whether it will manage to overcome all that and become a significant hurricane. But the NHC certainly believes so.
Well, I was also watching some TV. Well, obviously watching TV. They said that he's creating its own little moisture pocket.
Well, certainly around the storm it's looking okay, but I'm talking about in the long run, really, next 3 or 4 days, whether the storm will be able to continue to have that around it and survive as it continues towards the west-northwest. But the NHC are talking about more than just survival; they're on about intensification, aren't they? And I do wonder about that little thing behind it as well. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's a little flare-up right behind that storm. And by the way, that's not the only thing that's going on in the Atlantic. There is a 30% chance of a little disturbance over Bermuda as well. And the models have been hinting at this becoming a tropical storm too, and becoming fairly significant as it passes southeast of Nova Scotia, moving in a northeast direction. Possibly as a hurricane over there too. So the Atlantic could be more than warming up. Hotting up, I guess. Daniel?
Yeah, I've got a question. What's the furthest north remnants of a hurricane that's ever travelled?
I believe that would be around 70 degrees north, the remnants of one, as a fully fledged tropical cyclone. I don't know whether it might be Faith. That's certainly up there.
Probably is Faith.
I'm thinking it is Faith, because Faith was, well, according
That's the voice
to
of Devon by the sounds of things.
that it was tropical, I think it was tropical just south of the Arctic Circle. So, that's pretty far north.
Yeah.
Are
Are you getting
Devon, butting in?
Yes.
Are you going to introduce yourself? Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. You just underestimated my sneakiness.
Oh boy. Well,
yeah.
right now we're looking at a water vapor imagery map, satellite image animation of Danny at the bottom right hand corner of your screen there with some
look at all that dry air.
And
It's terrible.
Indeed, and there's a little feature out in the Gulf of Mexico as well. Anything to come of that at all? Probably not.
I don't think so. There's not much vorticity to that.
And the NHC pointing out that 30% chance near Bermuda. Where do you think that's going to come from? There's a little circulation going on up there right near the top of the screen. I don't know whether it's going to be that.
Yeah, neither of those two circulations will be coming up from it. No, it'll be a low pressure it might actually come from now that I think about it, it might actually come from that disturbance of the Gulf if it ends up going across Florida.
Oh, I see.
If it ends up hooking a right, then turning across Florida, and then going up towards Bermuda, where it could get into the Gulf Stream and start acquiring tropical characteristics. The time window for this would be very small. It would be like another Claudette, basically.
Yeah.
I looked at the models last night. I haven't looked at them today, but I saw 3 very distinct tropical entities. There was Danny, and there was also a tropical entity near Bermuda. And then there was one that was actually right behind Danny and actually looked more impressive than Danny. So possibly we might have 3 active storms at once
Well,
and continue us at definitely for El Nino standards an above active season.
we will check the models a little bit later on, I guess. And we'll
Give
see
visual.
what the latest ones say. But in the meantime, we're just looking at the Eastern Pacific right now. The image with that, including the central part of the Pacific too. You can see Invest 93. Is it 93C down there in the central part of the Pacific? And there's lots of little tropical things here and there flaring up right now. But 93C could be a long-term threat for Hawaii. I'm not sure how I can explain which one the storm is. It's sort of the one if you follow from a line straight down from Hawaii's big island and you go to the bottom of the screen going south, you'll eventually find 93C just off to the right there near the bottom.
You have visual.
I have visual, yes. Oh, of your webcam, that is. I'm afraid not.
It's like shut off. It's shut off again. Do you have visual now?
How very strange. I'm not sure why that is happening, but looks like we're going to be plagued with problems for the whole broadcast, it seems, John.
Oh dear me. I don't know, and I'm just buzzing through imagery right now, just looking at this. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but Atsani is definitely trying to acquire annular characteristics here.
Well, it's certainly. Where is it? It's getting its act together. I was pretty impressed with how its eye looked in the first visible frames this morning.
Yeah, you can kind of see there the inner eye is definitely starting to degrade, and the outer eyeball's about to take over.
Are you able to see my screen here, Devon?
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's all that I'm able to see right now.
Yeah.
And I see that you're able to see my profile picture.
Yes. There's the latest Himawari imagery of Atsani as well. There'll be another new one.
Very obvious eyeball replacement cycle. Very obvious eyeball replacement cycle.
Himawari.
And if we scoot over and take a look at Goni as well. Devon, you're not very impressed with it, are you?
Well, certainly not as impressive as it looked a couple days ago.
Yes.
Looking at the structure of it kind of reminds me of what Hurricane Iselle looked like last year when it was degrading heading towards Hawaii.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the eyes degrading. There's definitely still a lot of convection associated with the system. But the storm does appear to be degrading. It should start getting its act back together once it starts moving into a little bit lower shear. It's battling about 20-25 knots of vertical shear right now. But it's also moving into 31 degrees Celsius waters.
Yeah.
So that might counteract that.
Hunter458 says Danny is a pretty good-looking storm for a weak TS. Would you agree with that? And Justin says Danny looks like a cat too.
I wouldn't go that far.
If Denny looked, I would have to take a look at the microwave imagery and see what Denny looked like in that. But I don't know, A, if it's even up, and B, I don't think it would show any hurricane-like characteristic. Certainly doesn't look like a hurricane on BD.
And for people who are unfamiliar, what is BD, Devon?
It's yeah, they don't have microwave imagery up yet, but BD is a satellite enhancement of infrared imagery that is used to predict the strength of tropical cyclones around the world. You're going to have to take that or leave it. I don't know a better way to really explain it.
Yeah, sure. Another view on Danny there. Daniel, did you want to come in there?
Yeah, should I mention the bet we had with Jesper about Danny for a cyclone forming in the Atlantic?
I don't think he'll want to hear about this.
No, I won't
You
answer.
can tell them about that if you like.
No,
I don't
it's
want any
alright.
context.
Don't want any trouble.
No, don't.
Keep that in the chat room.
Hank says, I live in Texas, so I'm screwed with regards to, I think, possible circulation in the Gulf, apparently. What people are saying on the comments.
It's probably not going to develop in the Gulf of Mexico, so interest in the Gulf of Mexico, you shouldn't be having to worry about at least the system tropically developing. Now, the rainfall that might be associated with the system is a different story. I don't necessarily know where the blob of convection is going, but it should not develop into anything tropical in the Gulf of Mexico. Shear's just not favorable for it.
What you're looking right now is the latest Himawari full disk imagery of both the typhoons in the Western Pacific. Beautiful imagery, by the way.
I noticed.
Wow, nice.
I'd just like to confirm when the next update on Danny will be. Some people seem to think that it's going to be at 8 PM Eastern Time. It won't be. It won't be till 11 o'clock. Or whenever they do them. It's going to be 3 AM UTC, the next update. So that's going to be around 3 hours from now when an NHC do the next update on Danny.
Okay, do you have visual at all?
We're still struggling with John's visual. Oh dear.
Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Oh dear
There's
me.
that little system in the Gulf of Mexico.
Let me try to
Yes.
Sort of fizzling out in those last few frames a little bit too.
Yeah, like I said, the shear's just unforgiving.
Let's take a look at the shear map actually, if we can. I'm just going to get it loaded on my web page here, if I can. Beginning
Shear's
with
more favorable when it's closer to Florida.
Beginning with the Western Pacific, you can see both typhoons there. Low wind shear to the immediate north of Goni right now, the storm on the left-hand side. To the south, very high amounts over the Philippines. Further east where Atsani is, good environment ahead of the storm to the north and northwest. Low wind shear, high to the right-hand side, and sort of moderate far to the northwest, around 2 or 3 days from now, but that may decrease before then. Pardon me. Let's go through to the Eastern Pacific. What we're looking out for here, Invest 93E is it's quite difficult to explain where exactly it is. It's around 150 degrees west, so you can sort of follow that line up a little bit, just a little bit off the bottom, where there's sort of like a dark green slot, I guess, where the Invest is right now. Very high wind shear to the north, which sort of casts some doubt over whether we'll see what the HWRF is predicting, and that's a Cat 3 for the Hawaiian Big Island. I'm not sure about that, but who knows. Something to watch out for there. We could see a significant system brushing the coast of the Big Island of Hawaii in the next 5 days or more. John?
So it won't be another Iniki.
Probably
Can't hear
not.
you.
We can hear you.
Can you see me is the question.
And the answer is no.
Still no.
Not yet, anyway. The North
We
Atlantic
tried to fix that.
showing Danny with high shear well off to the north, but around Danny right now it's looking fairly okay. To the west there. I suppose the key is the further it stays south, the better chance it will have, Devon. Do you agree with that?
Danny, yes, that's the main thing. The further south this storm stays, the stronger it will be. Because not only do you have the higher wind shear values to the north, but you have an absolutely nasty amount of dry air directly to the north of this storm as well. It's basically in a bubble right now where it's just in good conditions. And if it just moves a little bit to the north or a little bit back to the west as a weak system, it's done. It's just kind of got to stay in its pace the way it is right now. Keep going in the direction that it is, and it might be able to actually get somewhere. And here's the BD image that I was talking about earlier. The different colors of cloud tops represent what kind of strength the storm has. And you can see for Danny, it's just a curved band of not extremely tall thunderstorms. So it's not necessarily looking extremely impressive at the moment.
Okay.
Or is it improving by the minute? The question of the day.
Devon, is there any storms that you would compare it to right now?
As much as I really don't want to make this comparison because I don't want to scare people. That's the last thing I want to do.
Good.
No, but I really think it looks a lot like Tropical Storm Andrew of 1992.
Which became a
The
lot
way it
more
is
than
right
a tropical storm.
Yes, it did.
That was more of a tropical storm, but when Andrew was east of the Leeward Islands and was out here in about the same place, it was in very similar conditions, not in a good place at all, battling high amounts of wind shear and high amounts of dry air.
Yeah.
It's in very similar conditions to that. Plus, also 1992,
Are you
probably
still having...
one of the strongest El Niños we've ever seen.
Much like
So
this
we've
year,
also
then.
got similar conditions in that aspect as well. The steering currents are they're different. The steering currents are what's different here, and it shouldn't be a repeat of that storm.
So, southern Florida, don't worry.
That
Yeah.
is at
Then
least,
you're gonna bet.
and if there was a worry, it's at least 10 days out.
Yeah.
So,
Some time to go before it gets anywhere near. Let me just show you one of the visualizations from the HWRF model showing the storm expected to move initially towards the northwest and then more of a westward curve, but more importantly the intensity there showing category 2 on 2 occasions throughout that track and possibly weakening towards the end maybe.
that is an interesting prediction by the HWRF. That's all I'm gonna say.
John, what do you think? You're predicting it to be a Cat 2 as well, though, aren't you?
At least.
At least.
A category.
I personally don't see the storm getting too much stronger than 50 knots, but
Yeah,
you never.
you want to win a bet.
Okay, well,
Definitely see some bias. And you got me at all. That's the question. I tried doing something here. I kind of dropped out.
Let me
for
pull
a
up.
minute.
I'm gonna pull up some crap here and see what I can find.
he's calling it crap. Let me show you some models then. The CMC, first of all.
That's actually what I was pulling up.
Oh, John, I beat you to it. Sorry.
Not John.
Whoever it was.
That was Devin.
Oh, I get confused with you two. Your voices sound the same
right.
sometimes. Okay, looking at the CMC model, first of all, you can see all these storms here, and real development of 93C. First of all, that's what I want to point out. Not so much for Danny, by the way. And then grazing the east coast of the big island of Hawaii. There you can see Danny still going, sort of following Andrew's track a little bit there. And then moving towards the west-northwest. A little bit of a system near Nova Scotia, which could may or may not become a tropical cyclone. And then Danny moving through the Leeward Islands there. Not sure exactly where, probably Antigua, somewhere around there. And possibly 2 new systems in the East Pacific too. And then it appears to be riding the Greater Antilles a little bit as well. Good news for Puerto Rico, a weakening storm over the island there, which I believe is in drought according to one of our commenters this evening.
The entire Caribbean is in a very bad drought in southern Florida. Basically, the entire tropical Atlantic's in a big drought.
But I just want to rewind a bit there, showing the 93C and how the hurricane it becomes stalls out a little bit before moving off towards the north, it appears.
I have trouble establishing visual. Here, I'm having all sorts of problems today.
Terrible, John. Never mind.
Don't ask me anything until I can see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
That's the question.
Well, I don't have the answer.
Oh gosh.
Okay, let's go straight to the next model
I
then.
might
The
have to close Hyperworld.
ECMWF,
Oh, you're gonna like what they have.
showing a dissipation of Daniel on the first scenario, but the other one I think usually shows other things as well. So you can see Danny progressing there, passing through again the Lesser Antilles, and a big hurricane landfall for the big island of Hawaii, it has to be said. I don't know whether that's a major hurricane or not, but certainly a significant storm by the looks of things. What's left of Danny will be long gone by the time it reaches the same longitude as Jamaica. It will probably pass just south as whatever's left of it as a remnant low. And another hurricane, tropical storm in the East Pacific by day 10. But not much elsewhere, it has to be said, Devon. They weren't saying that yesterday, were they?
Yeah, like I said last night, it was looking like 3 distinct. I'll even send a couple of photos through Skype here, and it shows 3 distinct, well-developed systems from both the CMC and ECMWF.
The GFDL model then.
I don't know if you'll be able to show those photos on the stream, but I've sent them.
Might be able to, but not just yet. Showing 93C becoming nearly a hurricane, passing just east of the big island of Hawaii, and then becoming a hurricane as it moves off to the northeast after that. It's usually a very conservative model. The GFS model at 18 Zulu should be in. Yes, there it is. Showing the progression of 93C again, possibly taking the headlines there, but Danny continues off towards the west there as well. Oh, a lot more clicking required. And gradually moving towards the west-northwest, passing through the Lesser Antilles again and striking Puerto Rico. Looks like a landfall quite possibly, or just affecting the southern part of Puerto Rico, and then probably weakening as it heads over the Dominican Republic on day 8 or 9, with another possible tropical storm behind that as well.
Visual? Yeah, still visual, or is this
No, still no visual, John. The HWR I've already seen, and the navgem, let's see what that says. Probably not much.
I tried all I
Last
can.
frame, it actually takes it, Danny, further south than any of the other models, possibly towards Barbados there.
That would probably be the worst case scenario.
Oh, here's some models shown on the streaming page right now. All over the place for 93C, it has to be said. But if there is a consensus out of that, it's for Hawaii. Or just east of it. Crazy stuff, isn't it?
Oh, they said that Guillermo was supposed to hit the big island of Hawaii.
Oh,
big
is that
time.
your picture, Devon?
Yes.
Thanks very much for that, Jason. Saved me a lot of
No
trouble.
worries.
Yeah.
So there it, last night's CMC model that was, depicting 3 tropical storms for the Atlantic, Danny, Erica and Fred. How did you get about, did you manage to find out what order Erica and Fred were named there, or was that just a guessing?
They kind of formed at about the same time, so I just slapped Erica over the one near Bermuda.
All right.
And Fred actually was shown as a tropical storm almost immediately after coming off of Africa, too.
Fred, that was it? Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Jason can take us onto the typhoons now, because we've not discussed that for some time.
Yeah.
We do
I've got
oh,
phase,
there's another image first of all, actually.
phase diagram evolutions for Danny, if you just want to stay on that for one more moment.
Okay, well there's another image showing Danny as a significant storm there. What
Very
intensity
small.
do you think that is there?
Significant.
Vague.
That would probably be a very, very small hurricane. That's what that would be.
Yeah, I don't know. The models, they have been saying, they've been predicting a very compact system from Danny.
Which would explain why it would be strong.
I guess so, actually, because the smaller ones do often
Usually,
have more of a chance, don't they?
you
Yes.
I also
Erica is
Sorry,
shown
John.
here, actually to the south of Nova Scotia. I don't know if that was necessarily tropical or not. And Fred is shown there to the east of the Cape Verde Islands.
Denny would be a quite unusual Cape Verde system according to that
Alright.
model, because Cape
I don't
Verde
know if you're able to see my screen or not. Probably not.
Oh, there's some models showing, I'm guessing that's Goni's track, or at least the tail end of it, showing how one of the models there, I don't know if that's a GFS or not, clips the coast of Japan, the Japanese Kyushu island, and then takes it into the Korean peninsula, and then eventually the far north of China. Don't know if you guys
Is
are
my
seeing that at
screen
this
showing
time.
up right now on the stream, or what's going on?
I've no idea what's going on in the stream right now. I'm still unable to see anything. It's really strange.
I might cue the video and see what's going on.
But we can still see the stream right now. The streaming page. There's at Sarni. Again, the tail end of things there, curving it off harmlessly to the northeast away from Japan, so that's obviously good news. And that might end up being one of those storms that we'll just be observing with admiration
One question.
as it peaks as a Cat 5. John, go ahead.
Okay, this might be redundant by now, but do any of you guys have visual ending?
I'm afraid not.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna stop being a dead horse here and just turn off my camera.
Sorry.
I'm gonna stop being a dead horse.
Sorry about that. I don't know why.
I'm trying to do a screen share here. That's about it.
Yeah, and that seems to be failing as well. Looks like our technology is really failing us this evening, I'm afraid. But
I bet people wanted to see my face.
I'm sure they did, because I've got to put it up with mine at the moment.
Don't worry.
Any questions for the team right now, please send them in, and I'll do my best to
We'll do our best to answer them.
them.
Yeah, I seriously don't know what's going on. I can't even see what you have pulled up on your screen right now.
Because I'm not screen sharing, because you were trying to.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm afraid you can only do one at a time on here.
I'm trying.
Well, there's mine anyway, but there's the latest water vapor imagery showing Danny. If we move along, is this updated right now? Yes, I believe it is. So there's the tropics at a glance. If you've just joined us, Tropical Storm Danny is currently a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Typhoon Goni, 115 miles per hour, holding on to Cat 3. When we were talking about a really strong Cat 5 at one point, HWRF at the 12 Zulu was still predicting it. And Typhoon at Sarni, 140 mile an hour, Category 4 storm. That could overtake, well, it already has overtaken Goni, but it could go on to become the Cat 5 that a lot of people are anticipating in the West Pacific again. I can't move on at the moment. Oh, there we are. Invest 93C also in the Central Pacific, 25 miles per hour at this point. And that may be the one to watch as it heads towards Hawaii. Latest imagery on Goni there, and at Sarni. And the Western Pacific water vapor imagery. John, did you have anything to say? Always left us for the time being. Jason, any comments for us? Anything that you've been looking at whilst we've been on air?
So Justin says, will Danny be this world's smallest hurricane?
Well, if the model's to be believed, quite possibly.
I don't know. It's going to take a very small hurricane to beat out Tracy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very true. I'm just trying to add Justin to the call if I can, but I seem to be having trouble with even that at the moment. I don't know what's going on. As soon as we go on air, everything messes up. Fantastic. I'm unable to do that at the moment, unfortunately. But there we are. Latest satellite imagery on Danny right now. You can see it here. And that is what we're tracking in the Atlantic. I'd also like to remind people that we do have warnings in effect right now. Pegasa, they've named Goni Ineng. I'm not sure if it's in or Ineng or whatever it is. But a signal 1 warning in effect, if you would take a look at the screen right now on the Pegasa page. Signal 1 warning in effect for the Batanas group of islands and Cagayan, including the Calayan and Babayan group of islands in the northernmost part of Luzon. I'm just checking to see if there's an update on that. Probably not. No. Remaining the case there. But you can see on Pegasus... Oh, they've changed their forecast map. It seems they're pretty much in line with the JTWC forecast there. John?
Sorry for the big old yawn.
What's going on?
A yawn.
A yawn. Oh, we didn't hear it, don't worry.
Oh, good.
11:48 UTC, coming up to midnight Universal Time. Of course, getting into the evening hours in the US, and good morning for the coast of East Asia. Daniel, you still with us? Maybe not.
Isn't it a good morning for you too, Nathan?
Well, it is sort of morning. It's getting towards 1 AM here. There's the latest Himawari 8 visible image showing the 2 storms again. Fantastic imagery from the Himawari satellite. I wish they'd have that in the Atlantic so that we see the same with Danny. But
I wish they would just release the the high-res full disk imagery of the Ghost satellites. It'd be just as good. It's just that they won't freaking release it.
Terrible.
They just won't release that to the public.
I wonder why.
I think the Chinese is bad.
Devon, you've given me lots of links online.
Yes, I have. Those were the links that I was trying to show over the screen share.
Too many I don't even know what to do with them.
Well, let me start off with the first one.
Just gonna load those in a moment. First of all, there's another fantastic image from the Himawari satellite, full disk imagery there showing both storms. Twin typhoons aiming for the Asian continent. At least one of them is. But there we are.
The hell is the HWRF doing?
What?
I've given up trying to give you guys a...
That can't be right.
I can barely hear you over there, John, by the way.
Yeah, I've given up on the camera.
Yeah, unfortunate there. We'll try again next time. We will be on air for an extended period tomorrow evening, by the way. Just to let you guys know at home, we will be starting early at 7 PM UTC. That's going to be in the afternoon in America, late into the night in Asia, but we will be staying on air. We won't be manned the whole time, but we will be on air from 7 PM all the way until 1 AM UTC, so we'll be running for a good 6 hours tomorrow evening, but I think a lot of that time will be spent on autopilot in between.
Hey, Nathan. Can we do a little of any of the live event tradition anymore, or is that just...
What's the tradition, John?
It's like, I think you know what it is.
Guess the storm?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if people want Guess the Storm yet or not. I mean, I do advocate a little bit of light and shade here and there, but it is quite... I mean, there's lots of storms to track at the moment and lots of imageries to show, but okay, we can fit one in.
Let me find one then.
Now, are you sure you can show
God,
it?
the UK Met.
Now, what's the UK Met saying? That's the UK Met office. Their fantastic weather service here.
I'm just looking at this, and there's, from what I'm looking at right now, yes, from Goni, a Category 4, potentially 5, affecting Luzon.
Okay.
At least major hurricane winds affecting the tip that's already been made landfall on by typhoon. Great, I forgot its name.
Pseudolore.
No, not Sodalor. Not Sodalor.
What are you
Newell.
talking about? Philippines. Okay, yeah, Newell. Yeah, that did make landfall there. It was a, well, sort of a landfall. I'm not sure. I'm still not convinced it was, to be honest, but it grazed the coast as a Category 5 typhoon back in May, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
There's the latest floater imagery on Goni right now. It is barreling towards the Philippines. It's moving in a pretty much arrow straight westward direction at this time, isn't it? But I'm not seeing many signs of strengthening. I'm only seeing sort of maintaining its intensity there. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's only maintaining its intensity right now. Once it gets closer to Luzon, it might start strengthening a little bit more. See here. The GFS model actually has this going back up as Goni going back up to a Category 5 as well.
Well, the HWRF did say that earlier, and not only a Cat 5, but a strong one as well. I'm not sure if they're still saying that. John, go ahead.
I'm just about ready here. Give me a minute.
One person is very pleased about John doing Guess the Storm in a moment. I'm not sure about everyone else, but we'll see. No, someone called Hunter458 with X's in between. I've never come across you before, by the way, so do excuse me. If you'd like me to give you a nickname, then you're more than welcome to say what you'd like to be called. I was going to load up another image before. Yes, what the HWRF says about Thingy, Goni.
Yes.
That's become its new name.
Because I'm looking at the CMC phase right here. This is only going to be one link.
Before we go there, Jason, what is this showing us right now on the streaming page?
The ATT, the Advanced Divert Technique from Sims.
And that's telling us that, which storm we're looking at here? Oh, that's for Goni, yeah. Showing wind speeds of 122 or so miles per hour, so possibly a bit more intensification again. Yeah, the HWRF model is still showing a Cat 5. Take a look at this. Let me just get rid of this tab first. HWRF showing
140.9 knots.
Yeah.
Oh, the GFS says 145 knots.
Oh, crazy. But there we are. Still
I can't get the HWRF to show me what I want because it keeps on saying that it's a cold chord low.
Oh dear. But take a look at this as well. If you zoom in real close at this, you can see the track forecast, and it's expected to do a really tight loop just off the coast of Taiwan, and I'm guessing that's what's going to be responsible for all that heavy rainfall in the pink shaded areas. It says 32 inches, but with the amount of pink there, it's probably going to be more than that.
Oh, never mind. I was clicking on the wrong thing. This site says that the HWRF is making the storm go up to 162 knots.
Well, it did say that in the past. I'm not sure about now, but you can see there are lots of rainfall predicted over Taiwan.
Okay, I can't add that. Okay.
John seems to be having trouble with his Guess the Storm.
No, nothing's wrong.
Okay, fine.
I'm just trying to get back.
Yeah, the HWRFs aren't exactly
always aggressive
on this site. It's only updated to 6Z.
Alright. I'm not going to be able to post an image I wanted to also show as well, but whatever.
How so?
Oh, I suppose I was going to show a Patrick Stewart what the hell picture. What the hell is this picture?
Oh, no.
Because, you know...
Just show the picture, and if the screen share doesn't work, then Jason will be able to show it on the streaming page, I'm sure.
Yeah. So this is something that Devin
Okay.
posted in the
I don't
chat.
know. I don't know if you. What I want you to do is scroll down on that page, and it'll take you down to what the winds actually are.
Well, we're waiting for that. We're probably going to run a little bit over the allotted hour, but that's okay, because we seem to have a lot to talk about.
There it is.
And we've got to do Guess the Storm, apparently.
I see nothing.
It's coming up, John. Hopefully it will show. If it doesn't, we've got real problems.
See, Hangouts
No,
were a
really.
lot better.
Well, for you guys it was. For me it wasn't so much. We do get better quality on this, at least. I mean, better video and audio quality than we would on Hangouts.
True.
Are you getting any visual at all on it?
Not yet, no.
Nope.
This seems to be a one-off error with Skype. We don't usually have these problems. But if you send it over to Jason, he'll be able to project it onto the streaming
Alright, let me
graphics right now.
pull it up. I'm gonna stop screen sharing.
Okay, so send everything over to Jason if you want to see it on screen.
That's what the policy is today, anyway.
Alrighty.
I mean, we could take a short break if you like and restart the call and see if it works then, but I don't see any point now so far into the show.
Sent it to Jason.
But there's the latest Western Pacific water vapor imagery. Let me just recap what's going on around the world right now. Tropical storm Danny, with winds of 40 miles an hour, headed west in the central part of the Atlantic right now. Typhoon Goni, with winds of 115 miles per hour, a Category 3 storm. And Typhoon Atsani, with winds of 140 miles an hour, looking better by the frame. And as Devon says, possibly becoming annular, you think?
Yes, that's what I saw. That's what I saw on the Mimic microwave imagery. That's what I saw when I looked at the satellite imagery of the storm. If it will let me pull it up on my screen.
That's 92
So
as
I
well.
actually have a visible of what I'm talking about.
Okay, just one moment. I'm just gonna get that picture on the screen.
The microwave imagery is really nice because it
Oh,
allows you to
Jason?
see when eye wall replacement cycles are
Jason?
happening
Yeah.
within the system, and the inner eye wall has actually almost completely faded on the microwave imagery, and only the left half of the inner eye wall actually still exists.
Okay.
Jason? Could you
Yep.
crop off the date on the top if possible?
Oh, okay.
This is going well.
However, it's hard to see anyway, but, I don't want Devin picking it out.
For me.
because- Yeah, exactly. If you can crop off the date, that'd be appreciated, but if you can't, that's okay. We'll make a quick guess the storm.
I'm trying
Okay,
to
just
find the
one
loop
moment.
for it at the moment.
Let me see if it's on the streaming page.
Just hold on a sec.
Any questions for us, by the way? Do let us know. Yes, I must confirm that the next update from the National Hurricane Center, some of you believe it's going to be at like now, but that actually is not the case. NHC are doing their next update in 3 hours, which actually is their policy. When there are no warnings in effect, they do their updates every 6 hours. When there are watches or warnings in effect, they do it every 3 hours, and in an even shorter space of time when it's affecting the US, I believe.
Depending on how strong the system is.
But yes, just to confirm, the next update from the NHC will be in 3 hours from now. Though we may get information before then, but I don't expect it will be during the show. Just past midnight UTC, so more than half the world is now into the 19th of August. And the peak of the hurricane season still yet to come. Oh, there's our guest, the storm.
Oh dear. I still don't see it.
Shoddy quality, it has to be said.
Oh,
I can't
wonderful.
see it either.
Can
You're
you
not
share your
sharing-
screen,
you're not-
Nathan, so we can see this?
Nathan,
Hold
share
on
your
a
screen.
moment.
Why? Are you smiling with glee over there?
I'm just giving the viewers a head start.
Okay, alrighty, fine.
So here we are. If the viewers know at home, if anyone knows, then you know, don't be afraid to shout it out, because if you get it right, then you get one up over the team here. I haven't got a clue what this is.
Oh wow, that is. What on earth is that?
Exactly, that's the question everyone loves to ask.
I think the better question is, where on earth is this?
I do think it's going to be
anywhere in the northern hemisphere,
I
for
think
God's
it's going to
sake.
be the Atlantic somewhere. And
I can't confirm or deny that.
nice headline, by the way. What on earth is this?
No, I don't exactly. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, wow, mine just went blank.
Not good.
This. Okay, I think we can start with the more off the wall guesses and start moving towards more reasonable guesses.
Justin says crappy pick quality.
I can't help that,
Can't disagree.
by the way.
From the quality of this picture, I think it would be interesting to start the bidding off with Tropical Storm David.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's going to be the early to mid 70s, looking at the imagery there. And I'm expecting it's going to be the Atlantic, but there is a chance it could be the Westpac, but I am thinking Atlantic.
Alrighty.
Right. Because I know storms from
Yeah, me too. I have no idea. I think we can rule out Alma of 1974.
I think we can also rule. Well, maybe is this potentially Hurricane Fifi?
Weird noises coming from John.
Nope.
I have no idea.
Jason hasn't a clue. We haven't a clue. The viewers haven't a clue. No one's even tried yet. Martinez says it's like the photo was downloaded via dial-up.
I got a comment on that.
I really don't know what this could possibly. It could be anywhere.
The only reason I don't think it's the West Pacific is because back in the 70s, when they had these sort of imageries, they usually annotated it. I mean, they already have done to a degree, putting little... if the resolution was better, you'd be able to see what degrees north or west they are. But they'd also annotate the name of the storm. So I don't think it's the Westpac for that reason. I'm thinking it's an Atlantic storm, and I'm thinking...
Oh, you got a sharp nose.
Just experience in doing the research things, that's all. I'm thinking it could even be an East Pacific storm here.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's an East Pacific storm, I'll throw out Hurricane Katrina. Hey, there was a Katrina in the Pacific. Don't do that to me.
You might not want to do that. Alright,
I don't know, it might be a Cape Verde thing.
This is a Category 1. It's a Category 1. I'll give you
Category
that.
1, okay. Hurricane Bay.
Well, I didn't hear what you said, but it's probably not it.
Okay.
Category 1 when it was taken, or at peak?
When it, Category 1 at peak and when this was taken.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, nice.
Wow, nice. Well, no guesses coming from the viewers, so who knows?
It ain't that.
It ain't what?
60 storm. Inez?
It ain't Inez.
Hey, don't rule out the 60s.
I think I stumped you with this one. Stumped you guys with this one.
Don't rule out the 60s. I'm thinking it could be anywhere from 1967 to 1975.
Well, yes and no.
I really don't know what to tell you here because this is like
What do you mean, yes and no?
It is somewhere within what you said,
Thank
but
you.
but okay, fine, I'll give it away.
How can you
It's
say but not? Well, you
It's
just said it was.
70s. It's a 70s. Sorry, I meant to say it's a 70s storm.
Okay, very nice.
70s.
70s
All right.
storm, that's pretty much what we thought at the start. That might narrow it down for some viewers. And
for some
trying to
viewers.
think, some of them. I'm trying to think of Category 1 storms in the 70s. It's not Agnes, is it, Devon?
Nah, it
Heck
doesn't have.
no.
It doesn't have. Nah, Agnes looked more like a mid-latitude cyclone than. This kind of looks like if it's in the Atlantic, it's probably situated 10, 15 degrees north. That certainly isn't Agnes.
Well, I'm trying my best to make out what that text says, to be honest. And I wonder whether it might be 15 degrees north and I sort of want to say 25 degrees west, but that's probably unrealistic. It might say 75 degrees west.
25 degrees west, and that's just to the east of where Danny is, so that's not too unrealistic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, you might have. Well, you guys must have a very sharp nose. This storm is somewhat near Danny's current location. Somewhat. Somewhat.
Well, I was just speculating. I wasn't confirming it, you know.
Yeah, but I'm confirming it for you.
Venom Rocket apologises, saying I'm late. Don't worry about it. We'll do another recap of the storms before we finish on air here. But at the moment, we're guessing the storm, and we've no idea what it is.
I don't think we ever will have any idea what it is.
We're getting closer. Is it Hurricane Dorothy?
Dorothy, who is not in this picture. Dorothy's not.
Okay, fine. I just picked a random name that I knew was around back then. Was it Hurricane
Becky?
Becky? No.
Hurricane Dolly?
No, but you know, there's I have one of those in my garage, by the way.
What, a Hurricane Dolly?
No, a dolly.
Oh, just a dolly. Why?
Hurricane Beatriz.
No.
I thought it was a good guess.
Not bad.
It's a struggle, this, but we're getting closer.
I still don't think we know where this storm is.
I think it's got everyone stumped at the moment. No one's got a clue. We could do this forever, basically, couldn't we?
Well, Devin might have said something about the storm earlier today.
Venom Rocket says Agnes. We sort of toyed with that one already, and it isn't.
Oh, also, this is also a little bit aimed towards Devin, but he might remember mentioning. He might have mentioned something like this today or sometime this week.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Jeez. I don't even know if this is storm from Adele.
No.
No, that's not a storm. Okay.
Not in the Atlantic, I don't think. They might have had it in the southern hemisphere at some point.
I didn't manipulate the image. It's going counterclockwise. It's not an hemisphere.
I think it says 45 at the bottom. I'm not sure.
Well, it's going to be somewhere around.
Yeah, I see a 5 and 7.
They're clearly both 5s.
This could actually end up being, well, we confirmed that it's in the 70s, right?
Yeah. What are you saying?
God.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz indeed.
I'm like...
Hurricane Cindy.
Nope.
Hurricane Arlene.
Cities in the 70s.
Nope.
They had an Arlene in the 70s, I'm sure.
Yeah, they had an Arlene. I don't think they had a Cindy.
I'm sure they would have had a Cindy.
This game is
Got to think of girls' names here.
Unless it was a 79th storm, which I don't think it was. We already ruled out David, unless it's freaking Frederick, but I highly doubt that.
Ahmed says Irene.
Well, are you sure you're looking at this correctly? It's not Irene.
Martinez says, is it Hurricane Beth in 1971?
I guess
No.
Beth.
Now, do bear in mind, some of these people might be starting to look this up, so...
Alright, we're going to speed this up a bit. Alright, here's another hint. This is an Atlantic storm. Confirmed. And
Okay.
in this
Francis.
storm... What?
Francis.
No.
Venom Rocket says Celia. I wanted to say that, but I really don't think it is.
Not Celia.
No. Celia was a Cat 4, wasn't it?
3, I think, that hit Texas
Well,
in
it's not
1970, if that's the one. There might have been another one.
Alright, I might want to give you guys its peak intensity. That might give you a nod.
Oh, I doubt it. We know it's a Cat
Gertrude?
1.
Okay, 90 miles per hour, 980 millibars.
That's very helpful, John.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Venom Rocket also did say 10 as well, but I'm guessing this one had been named.
Yeah,
Yes,
this would be named.
This is named.
It's in the 70s it was named.
Yeah.
Unless it was a subtropical system.
Not subtropical. This is fully tropical.
Yeah, that's not subtropical. Maybe this may sound completely off the wall, but maybe Hurricane Ginger?
Ooh.
No.
No, that was a Cat 2, wasn't it?
Also, this storm. Okay, this is a very weird hint, but this storm is also responsible.
No, freaking.
Guys.
Yeah.
Shush. This storm was also responsible for altering weather conditions, allowing for a takeoff of a historical flight of the Double Eagle 2 hot air balloon.
Venom Rocket says Ella.
No.
I say Candace.
No. But you're getting warmer.
We'll get colder again in a minute, I'm sure.
Oh, the cow kicked Nelly in the belly in the barn. I'm clueless. Cora.
No.
Ding, 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 ding! Yes, it is.
The other chair and slap me over the head with it, sunshine, because that is absolutely off the wall.
I told you it was something you mentioned today.
Congratulations, Devon. Venom Rocket did a last guess saying Felice, but it is not.
Oh, break the metal chair over my head right now.
Why? Because you were so stupid and not getting it in time?
I wanna really?
Yes. Really.
Oh, well done, Devon.
Really?
Pardon me. Well, let's get back to the tropics, shall we? We're looking at the tropics right now, and just to let any newcomers know what's going on around the world right now, Tropical Storm Danny is with us, the 4th storm of the Atlantic hurricane season, and soon to be, we expect, the first hurricane. Some people won't like that news. Typhoon Goni is still a major Category 3 storm with winds of 115 miles per hour, and Typhoon Atsani is also going strong with winds of 140 miles an hour and a pressure of 933, looking better by the frame and possibly undergoing a replacement cycle on its eye there as well. We also have Invest 93C, which could well become a hurricane for Hawaii. The models are predicting, a lot of them track towards the Hawaiian Islands, and some of them predicting a hurricane, the HWRF predicting a major hurricane, possibly affecting the big island of Hawaii. That's going to be something to watch out for in the next 5 days if we haven't got enough to watch already with everything else that's going on. Goni headed towards the Philippines, likely to make landfall, likely to head towards Taiwan. Signal 1 warnings already in effect for the northeastern coast of Luzon and the associated islands offshore. And of course, we could be possibly looking at storm warnings in effect for the Lesser Antilles in around 5 days or less from Tropical Storm Danny, which could be a hurricane by then. Well, I guess we're going to go on to our final comments from everyone then. So, John, is there anything you'd like to pick up on before we finish?
This one of our commenters on the video said that Justin Demian, I'm not sure how to say his name. If I butchered it, please, I apologize. Tropical Storm Danny is very popular on social media right now. I paraphrase that, by the way.
Oh, can you get the track?
And also, Danny might be our first hurricane of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. I know somebody here is not going to like that.
Don't speak of such blasphemy, John. You don't want to upset the water gods.
Jason, what did you say?
Can you bring up the tracker before we end?
On the Force 13 site?
Yeah.
Of course, who else would we choose? Is that updated automatically? I've reloaded anyway.
Danny hasn't been named yet.
Oh yes, it still says TS4.
Maybe call it a 4.
But we know what we mean. Tropical Storm Danny. And I think I've somehow broken it. I've made everything static. Goni and Atsani still going there as well. You can see where they are in relation to the world. And Invest 93C right down there near Hawaii. And a little black spot on the satellite imagery at the moment. That's not our fault. And what's left of Tropical Depression 11 still going towards the northwest in the eastern Pacific.
00 Zulu 493C just came out.
Oh, it's timed out. What's that? What's that, Jason?
93C just came out. So its position is 8.4 degrees north and 148.5 degrees west. Its central pressure is 107 millibars, and its wind speed is 20 knots.
Very good. And if someone can change that, you'll see it changed live on the screen there. Run me by that information again, Jason.
It's on that sector file.
Yeah, well, I can't see it at the moment.
Oh.
As of midnight on August the 19th, as it is now, its position was 8.4, you said, yes?
Yep.
And what,
148.5 west.
148.5 degrees west, still 25 miles per hour. And pressure was what? Still 1,007?
Yep.
Alright. Well, there we are. And, oh look, it's changed.
And also, in the western United States, up in Washington, there are actual flame wars going on, by the way.
That is definitely tropical weather related.
No, come on, Devin. I know it's not. I'm just saying.
Well, what I was about to say isn't exactly related to much. No. Before you start laughing, ha 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 ha, blimey.
Oh dear. Well, hey, I think we're going to end the show here, guys. So,
okay.
From myself, Nathan Foy, and everyone else who joined me this evening, John, Jason, Daniel, I think who's dozed off, and Devon. And we also had Mark near the start as well, but he wasn't really one for speaking, I don't think. That's all from us for now. Our next stream will be, I know one of two of you are asking about that, we will be going live tomorrow. We're starting at 7 PM UTC. Eastern time, that's going to be what, guys?
What?
3 PM. 3 PM Eastern time tomorrow. We're going to be starting on air, but we're going to be on for quite some time. We're going to be there for 6 hours until 1 AM UTC. So we're going to be running from 3 till 9 PM Eastern time. I don't expect you guys to be there the whole time, by the way, team. You can drop in and out whenever you feel, but I will be there for the 6-hour period, talking storms, because the reason why we're going on for so long is sort of because of what's going on, of course, with Tropical Storm Danny. obviously the time zones and all that, but more for our Asian viewers, we're going to be staying on late for, because it's going to be morning over there, of course. But that's tomorrow. For the time being, you can follow us on our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter. We'll be churning out regular updates on the storms, even overnight, over the next 24 hours until our next video stream. And of course, we're uploading videos on YouTube all the time as well, on the Force 13 channel, with updates as time goes on with those too. So stay tuned. Is the word to say there? Isn't that right? I think that's all for now, guys. So we'll see you again soon, and I guess we'll leave you with the latest satellite imagery of the two storms right now. With the Himawari imagery, as you can see here. That's all from us for now. We'll see you again soon.